there by Sunday Elizabeth to make it 2 for his team. And we have a few seconds to the end of this game. A pretty interesting game, one in which there has been no substitution so far.
Well, substitutions, you might say the maybe the champions in waiting. I don't think they really needed any substitution at all. You might say the substitution might go on the part of the Ikotu Senior High, but you know, you don't know the quality of the players they have on the bench. That is why the coach is saying, okay, maybe we don't want anything, we don't want to change anything today. Well, this is an infringement from the referee, so they have another chance to carry the ball up front again to see what the attackers might be able to do for them.
Interestingly, Johnny, we witnessed that Ida Odado, whose side is 2-0, appears to be the more apprehensive of the two coaches. His opponent, Ajayi Temitope, is a lot more quiet. But what have we got to say about this player? Whoa. Expertly nipped there by Olushola Ombawumi. Wait, not for that. That might just have been another goal.
Yes, they would have been. She just unlocked the defense there with that movement. But now they have another chance. This is 3 against 2 situation. But she decided to hit the ball on her own. A little bit selfish, but you know, at this stage of the game, nobody will really care because they're 2 goals up.
Yeah, Agbaje Glory had a chance there. Perhaps tiredness is going to creep in. She decided to have a go at goal, but that in no way troubled Usman Kafayat in goal for Ikotu Senior High School, who by the way has considered 2 goals here today.
Well, she has to, the 2 goals, she has to really question her defense because they were not really organizing, you know, just holding up this Agege girls attack. Yeah, that's an attempt from the passes they give. They actually give intelligent passes. Sometimes they do it awkwardly, but you know, it actually does exactly what they want.
Yeah, she was left exposed. But what have you got to say here about dangerous player Pajobi Yetunde? I thought she was fouled there, but no, who am I to say that when referee Ogumola Tope believes that it's fair, the challenge there is fair. On that, you see, there you see Pajobi Yetunde challenge is there, and she went scampering to the ground. But like I did say, referee Tope, a student of Lagos State University, here in Lagos, said it's fair play, and therefore a goal kick coming to Ikotu Senior High School.
This is the first substitution.
Coming in is Alabi Omotayo. Alabi Omotayo is the player going in, and to come out is Agbola Florence. Agbola has not been so effective in this game. Let's see what substitute Alabi Omotayo can do in the last few minutes of this game with her team trailing by 2 goals.
Well, it's quite interesting when you see substitutions like this because, you know, everybody wants to see exactly what change they might want to bring into the team. But with 2-0, they are down, and you know, they're not stringing all those passes together. They want to play the long balls to actually achieve their goal. But you know, we have to watch and see what the substitution would bring, what changes it will bring.
Yeah, let's see what Alabi Omotayo has to offer in the last minutes of this game. Her side have huffed and puffed, but they've not been able to deliver today. Unlike their opponents from Agege, especially Fajobi Yetunde, who shone like a million stars today. To her joy, we've got Anne Chejine Agumanu, one of the selectors of the female national team, who would select her, hopefully, not only for the national team, but perhaps for Lagos State in the National Sports Festival. Remember, Lagos is defending champions when it comes to that. And Anne was the coach that superbly left them to a gold medal without conceding any goal and scoring 19 as Lagos State won the gold medal in the last National Sports Festival. This offers an opportunity for them to scout for players.
The last ball, the last ball, the last ball. Always the last ball. They do everything right when they get to the 18-yard box of the opponent, and at the end of the day, they just waste the last ball. That's what they really need to work on.
Well, with no substitution here, Agbaje Glory will come out, and going in will be Odejobi Kafayat. So Dejobi Kafayat is coming in, and going out is Agbaje Glory, who has not been really adept at doing what we expect here. So we witnessed 2 substitutions, one either way, in this encounter, the final of the 5th edition of the GT Bank sponsored Principals Cup 2014, taking place at the Teslim Balogun Stadium here in Surulere, Lagos. That's not fair play there by Adebi inside that.
I was actually expecting the referee to blow the whistle from the first challenge, but maybe she waited for the advantage before she now eventually blew the whistle.
You can see Adebi there. She practically hacked to the ground Salisu Anu Oluwapo. But a free kick has been taken into the danger area and expertly nodded out there by Olaronke. The no-nonsense defender too. Takes no prisoners. She's down. But they've got some defending to do. What will become of these defending champions? Ikotun High. Chipping the ball, yes, into the 18-yard box, but then their finishing has been pretty abysmal in this encounter. But what will become of this? Tried as they did. A corner kick was all they could get out of that chance. But I like their persistence, Johnny.
Well, you have to give it to them. You know, as disappointing as their last balls has been, they're still continuing to try and get that elusive first goal that they really need at this stage.
Some tussle there in the 18-yard box of Government Senior College Agege on the way to conceding a corner kick. But this not a happy man, Ajayi Temitope, coach of the losing side. His team, Ikotun Senior High, has conceded 2 goals. And within there is a selector, national team, and Agumanu Chejine. Despite our instructions, the lasses from Ikotun have not replicated that into goals. But what will become of this is a corner kick they have.
But you know, at this stage of football, you can't really rule out anything yet, because you know, in 2-3 minutes, a lot of things can happen. So if they can actually use this corner kick, you know, everything will change.
Well, they've got a golden chance to do that. And will this be? Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
They finally made it. A goal mass scramble resulted into a goal for Ikotun Senior High School. They were all related there. You can see the jubilation on the part of the bench. Yes, let's go. Go on, girls. Go. You can make it. You can make it. This is what they're backing. It was a corner kick. And the lasses from Agege were not prolific there. They had more than enough chance to have putted that ball out of danger. But then, that they didn't do. And in all of that, danger player Anselm Amarachi made sure she pushed that into the net. She supports Manchester United, she told me. She's an SS1 student. And is Ikotun High 1 and Government Senior College Agege 2 in the finals of the 5th edition of the GT Bank sponsored Principals College.
Well, I just said, you know, the game is not over yet until the end of the game. You know, one goal might just do a lot of magic on this part, giving them, you know, more strength to actually go in attack of the game. And you never can tell at this stage of the game.
Well, gladly, the lasses from Government Senior College Agege have turned out winners here, because at the end of regulation time, they succeeded in putting 2 goals past defending champions Ikotun Senior High School. Jubilant champions they are. Many of them are rolling on the floor, and of course expect their fans to be in cloud 9 at this time. They came in as underdogs, and Johnny, they shone like a million stars.
I'm telling you, the celebrations just started here. You should see them in the assembly tomorrow morning in school, where everybody will celebrate the trophy in their own environment. They have the bragging rights all over Lagos to tell everybody that they are champions of Lagos State.
Jubilant fans there from Agege. That's the players thanking their fans for the vociferous support that led them to victory here today. They just cannot believe it. Coming in as underdogs, they were dogged in their fight, and with players like Fajobi Yetunde and Sunday Elizabeth, they've shown that they've got players with promise.
Well, Yetunde, you have to say she's really, really talented. She was involved in the 2 goals they scored. She has, she has really lifted up, lifted up this team. But for the girls from Ikotu, you have to give them kudos because they won the title last year. They got all the way to the finals this year. It's not really bad. It's not always that you will win, but kudos to them.
Well, such is life. C'est la vie, the Frenchman would say. While some are jumping up, some are crying in the case of sadness and joy. In this case, it's the lasses from Government Senior College Agege that are jubilating, while the lasses from Ikotu Senior High School there on your screen are none too happy. But then, these fans from Agege have gotten all they asked for. Their support has not been in vain because their last sort of justified this cause. Because at the end of regulation time here, is Ikotu Senior High School 1 as defending champions and Government Senior College Agege 2.
You've just been watching the finals there of the GT Bank-sponsored Principals Cup football competition for Lagos secondary schools, or the first final there between the Ikotu Senior High School and the Government Senior College in Agege. Of course, Government Senior College winning the event there for the girls by 2 goals to 1. Well, stay with us on Channels Television as we resume our normal programming.